Sales can be a lonely game. If you fail 2-3 quarters in a row, it holds a mirror up to yourself. The maybes will kill you. Get to the yes or get to the no. If you don't have that guiding light, you're probably going to quit. You're probably going to fall off. It does take a village to close a 7-figure. You can't build the relationships and the network across the entire prospects ecosystem by yourself. So there's a few tactical ways, I think.
Right, Max. Welcome to Sweat the Sales Stuff. How you doing?
Good, yeah.
Good.
Good to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming down. You're the first account executive to come on.
Yeah?
Yeah. So
What a privilege. Appreciate it.
What is the reason for that? I put a post out on LinkedIn a couple of weeks back looking for someone to come on, and your name was mentioned, and then I checked your profile out and I was like, yeah, let's get this guy on.
Qualified me.
Yeah. And then we had a call, qualify you further, discovery.
Yeah. I was doing it too, don't worry. It goes both ways. Yeah.
No, but no, it's great to get you on. I think I've been looking for a high-performing AE to come on to share their story and kind of what's made them successful. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of yourself, you've just come back from skiing, right?
I have.
So you've got a bit of a wrist injury, and an ankle injury.
I do. I hadn't skied in 10 years, and you could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell day one, that's what I'll say.
What made you go then? So first of all, why haven't you been for so long? And then what made you go?
It's one of those things, I did it with family back in the day, you know, when you had more time, maybe more energy, and you know, you're able to do things. I think balancing work and social commitments, it just fell through the cracks.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'd been a decade. Realized that, you know, that isn't going to cut it. Love being in the mountains, in the air. So yeah, just had to do it.
Yeah.
Had to do it.
So how did you get the injury then? What actually happened?
You haven't been skiing, have you?
No.
So I'll leave the details out, but end of day one, the legs, you know, the quad's on fire, the glutes are burning. It's the afternoon session, so it's icier. You know, it's been skied on all day, mogully, and the chalet we were in is on the slopes. Just had nothing left in the legs. Had nothing left. Did a few backflips. One ski, one pole, half up the mountain.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was grisly, but you're not made of glass, so it's fun.
I guess it's almost comes to the territory too, right? With skiing, you kind of know you're going to get some sort of niggles.
Yeah, it's par for the course, 100%.
So skiing, but you also do tennis. You play football too.
Yeah.
What else do you do to stay fit?
So I'm in the gym, functional stuff. I'm not a kind of gym rat in the sense I lift weight 6-7 times a week, but I try and resistance train probably 3 times a week. Obviously, when the weather's better, easier to get outside, play tennis, play football. So yeah, just functional stuff, stuff that you enjoy. Yeah. So it's sustainable, right? You don't want to do stuff that isn't part of your lifestyle. Yeah,
I probably need to do more of that myself. Like sports is like, I've grown up playing all sports.
Yeah.
Football too, but the gym's cool, but there's nothing like that competition.
Yeah. 100%. You've got to change the environment sometimes as well, right? If you're just in the same 4 walls day in, day out, I think it gets a bit repetitive, so you've got to keep it fresh.
The problem is, I find now, is it's just so much scheduling. Like, for example, weather's out, the sun's out today.
Yeah.
I want to play a bit of tennis or paddle.
Don't do that. Play tennis.
How do I book it? It's so hard to book a court and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just difficult now, isn't it? Back in the day,
you know what my answer is? There's an app for that.
Platonic.
There's apps for everything now. So people that don't have a team to play football, there's footy addicts, there's, you know, spin tennis for local tennis communities, so there's an app for that.
Just put myself out there, though.
Put yourself out there.
I'm making excuses.
That's it. You are. You are.
Fair, man. Well, no, I'll definitely try and play. I was going to try and play, I'm sorry, I keep saying paddle. It doesn't like paddle.
Just play tennis.
Why don't you like paddle?
Just play tennis. Just play tennis.
There's going to be a lot of paddle fans.
That's fine. Yeah.
But how important is the fitness stuff to just keep you sane with work? Because obviously you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
You've got targets to hit, but yeah, how do you use that balance?
Your energy is a bucket, right? It's not infinite. And there's things that take your energy and zap you, and a long work day is one of those things. There's things that fill up that bucket, right? And exercise falls into that category, without doubt. So you've got to find a way to work it into your routine. It might not be every day, right? Not everyone has the time, privilege, or energy to do that. But you've got to find a way to keep your mind sharp. And, you know, we weren't meant to be sedentary beings as humans. So work it into your program, whether it's in the morning, at lunch, evening, whatever it is. Work something in.
Yeah, when's your preference? What do you know? Morning, yeah.
Yeah.
Morning person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Start the day right.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, cool. Well, look, feeling warm.
Yeah.
We're doing a predominantly pull session today. We've got some box squats, but because of your wrist, we don't want to aggravate it by doing any push.
Push sounds good. Sounds good.
So we've actually got some box squats that we're
Yeah.
going to do. A little bit of lower body. We'll do that with some sit-ups just to superset that. Then we've got some bent over row, classic back exercise with a little bit more core, hanging leg raises. Then we're going to go into like a triangle, which is like the row on the rings, supersetted with gorilla row. You chose that, so I'm expecting good things. And then dumbbell bicep curls.
Perfect.
And then we'll go into, at the end, something a bit gassy, which is the assault bike with rowing. And you have to be a good rower because you're tall. So
Okay.
I'm
No
expecting
excuse.
decent things. We'll just do a quick stretch off.
Yeah.
Come over here. We'll stretch lower body a little bit because we're going into the squats. So just bring down here and then open your chest up. Get your hands on the inside of your foot if you can. So this one on the inside of you. Like this. Go around the other way.
That'll do it,
Yes,
won't it?
much easier.
Yeah.
Just do 8 of these. You flexible?
Ish. Long limbs though.
Yeah, true. That makes you good for tennis too, right?
It does, yeah.
I only realised this around about 5 years ago. Like the top tennis players are all kind of the giants, aren't they?
They are big. They are big.
Has that always been the case? Like
Yeah,
back in the
there's-
80s and stuff?
There's a height advantage. Think about it. The angle that you can get on your serve, right? The velocity, if you get
Yeah.
over it. Yeah, you've got to be tall.
Stretch the back off, or just open your hips and then just pull your arm through, thread your arm through. Upper back stretch. And just swap over. You play singles or doubles?
Singles.
Yeah, I'm not a big double fan when it comes to tennis.
That's something you've got to know your partner. They've got to know you, so it takes time to build that relationship. Big time.
I kind of like as well, in my mindset with tennis is it's all me. I don't have to blame anyone.
yeah.
Football, I've got a mindset where, maybe I can blame
Someone.
the
on
goalkeeper,
team, yeah.
centre half,
Yeah,
full back.
Yeah.
But, and then stretch it back.
Where do you play on the pitch?
Well, I don't play anymore, but I used to play on the wing. Right wing or up front, but I'm not that good in front of goal. Any of my mates watching will probably agree with that. Just think about things too much. I'm more of an instinct finisher.
Yeah. If you've got too much time.
I'm
No good.
terrible. Everything's running from my mind.
Yeah.
We put these bikes back. Where do you play?
Well, football.
Yeah.
Centre back.
I could have guessed that.
Centre back.
You good in the air?
I'm okay in the air, yeah.
Where do you play now then? Do you play like 11 aside or
No, more like 5-a-side.
Yeah.
It's local.
got a team?
Play everywhere. Yeah. It's casual though. It's so casual.
There's a lot of people who I speak to who are selling things not as sexy as SaaS. And I'm not sure if you'd agree with the stuff you sold previous to before you got to software, that yours wasn't as sexy as SaaS.
Yeah.
But they want to transition into that. So I just want to touch on, before we go into your career, I just want to touch a little bit on how you made that transition and what that transition was like. Did you find it easy or was it?
It was not easy. It was not easy, definitely. So I don't have a cloud computing background, don't have a bachelor in science or anything like that. I did economics and marketing, so something quite business-based and broad at uni.
different.
And my first few jobs, they were sales gigs in the widest sense of the word, but they definitely weren't technology focused, hardware or software, right? So I don't think you can kid yourself on the learning curve of getting stuck into it. And the biggest takeaway I'd give is like, no one can do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. It's kind of like the gym, right? You just want to get in there, you want to get the results by doing the bicep curls, the pretty stuff, but you've got to do the ugly stuff too, right? The deadlifts, the squats, etc. Same goes for getting into tech. You've got to read the books. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to be prepared to fail forwards, right? And that's something I probably struggled with originally because you get comfortable in your industry or your vertical.
What was you selling before then?
It was business intelligence before that. Even my first gig way back in the day was aviation sales. It was something completely different. Selling into law firms and doing kind of back office M&A stuff at a finance company. So it was very much a clique of, you're working with partners internally, but you're not pushing the boat out externally. And I needed that external drive, that accountability. So I knew that tech was probably the right place to go into.
Yeah. So when you say you meet, I'll still a warm-up set.
Yeah.
The ugly stuff is reading. Was it spending time with product teams, I imagine, and all that sort of jazz?
All of that. People that are better than you, smarter than you. You've got to put your pride to one side, right?
Yeah.
100%. So, you start from ground zero. You've got the Dummy's Guide to Cloud Computing. You've got YouTube tutorials on what is the cloud, what is SaaS, the history of it, right? Kubernetes. You've got to start somewhere. So no one's going to do that for you. You've got to own your path.
Yeah. I'm sure you got like onboarding though as well, but is that just kind of do you feel like you have to do extra to actually be a good salesperson?
100%. I think you can tell quite early, and I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but you can tell quite early the people that put the effort in and the people that do the bare minimum. Fast forward 24 months, I'll tell you who the top performers are. Right? It's not the ones that did the bare minimum, that's for sure.
Cool. We'll call this a warm-up set?
Yeah, call it a warm-up set.
Do you normally squat?
Back squat, not always, but some form of squat.
That's fine. It's not too low, is it?
No.
Nice. A little bit more on. So you've gone to selling elastic, but soon after you joined, they went public, right?
They did.
So I've always wondered this, actually. What's it like when a business has gone public? Because you see the announcement, everyone's celebrating, someone pushing that button.
Yeah, ticker tape, the whole thing.
What's it actually like internally when that's happening?
It's weird. It's like something's bubbling under the surface, but even as an internal employee, they can't tell you what's happening. Compliance reasons, legal reasons, right?
Wait, so it's not public knowledge?
I mean, there's rumors, and the rumor mill starts churning. People start, really having a hyper focus on the forecasting, preparing the books. Okay. Obviously, the executive leadership team know what's about to come, but when that kind of, you do get a little bit of a head start, but from an equity perspective, you're locked up anyway, so there's not much you can do when that comes out, but it's exciting.
So when that happened, what did you all celebrate? There was big parties and stuff?
I think it depends on the role that you're in when you got in the company. So as you said, I was quite, late to that party, so just before they went public. So I hadn't even been there a year, probably about 6 months. So for me, it was a baptism of fire. It was, Christ, what have I walked into here? This is fantastic. And then you get to kind of ride the coattails of that success and the market buzz. And this is a time when capital was free flowing and the multipliers were 40, 50x. It was good times. Obviously, it's a different landscape now, but learned a lot of lessons there, and it was enjoyable.
Nice. We'll call this the first working set then. So
let's do it.
It's 8 and then 12 on the sit-ups.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Nice.
Got all right. Do you train much core?
I do. I mean, it's functional stuff. I can't say I sit there and do 100 sit-ups, but it's more like twists and Russian twists.
To be fair, that's what you should be doing. Really. This is just what even is this? It's like it's just it's like a vanity exercise.
Isolation, isn't it?
Vanity is just try to get some abs. Yeah. Over to you. Nice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. Nice one.
12 of these?
Yeah, do 12. Nice. Last one. Nice. So did things change much after that then? After the IPO, could you sense that things were different?
Well, naturally it is, right? The focus is, there's good things and bad things, right? So the water cooler coffee conversations become, have you seen the stock price today?
Yeah.
Everyone's calculating their, their equity. So there's distractions in that sense. But there's also a lot of good exposure, right? And being part of an IPO is fantastic for your CV, for your track record, and the story narrative that you can tell is fantastic because you don't go public and become a successful public company without a lot of introspection and due diligence. So it looks clean, it looks good, and obviously there's a lot of framework and runbook stuff that comes with that. So yeah, I recommend getting exposure to different companies, different sizes.
Yeah. I guess, well, what you see a lot is sometimes businesses go public and it's a disaster, isn't it? It completely changes the business.
Can be.
So what are they getting wrong, I guess, compared to maybe, because was Elastic successful?
Very successful.
Yeah.
Still is successful to this day. I don't think they put an awful lot wrong. It was an open source company and they did a lot of the right stuff in terms of building from the ground up the community. So that ecosystem of developers, hundreds of thousands of people, they were almost married to the journey, right? And that whole progression. So they understand that at some point you've got to stick or twist. It's still a business. It still needs to be viable, doesn't it, from a financial standpoint. So yeah, I can't say a bad word.
Yeah. Fair. Well, I'll just do this set then.
Yeah.
Y'all set feel all right?
Yeah, felt good.
You got more?
Probably not for 8. Nice. Strong. Beautiful.
Thank you. So you went from big IPO business to complete opposite with Cockroach Labs expanding into the UK.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, first of all, how different was that? Just from kind of going from a beast of a business to being the first person on the ground?
Physically, yeah. There was one woman who was doing EMEA from the US, but first physically, yeah.
I always wonder when it comes to like expansion teams.
Yeah.
What's in play here at that point? I'm sure obviously the systems that you log in on and everything, but I'm sure it's nowhere near as set up as the US, right?
Of course.
So how different was having all of these systems set up with Elastic and then coming over to here? Was it like being in a startup?
It was a startup. I mean, it was late stage. It was Series D, Series E. But
Okay,
yeah, I mean, all intents and purposes, that is a startup, a scale up. So worlds apart, absolutely worlds apart, right? So at Elastic you have, and I'm very positive about that experience, right? You have all the leadership support, the frameworks, the personas, the messaging, the marketing, the awareness, it's all in lockstep, right? And then you go somewhere, I mean, Cockroach Labs, I mean, the sound of it, right?
Well, I remember coming across the business for the first time and I was like,
what the hell is that?
Right.
Some of the first calls and meetings I took in the UK where they didn't know about us and the brand.
Yeah.
I literally had 2 or 3 different people in the space of a week, I think. Cockroach, oh my God, no. Before I even said anything, phone was down. What is that, a pest control company? Like, absolutely not. I'm a software engineer, what are you talking about? Phone went down. So I think you have to face yourself and realize the fact that it's going to be a slog. And I'm sure we'll come onto this, but that's part of why you do it in this kind of introverted way. It forces you to be super, super accountable. Right? There's no hiding. You're not a number. You're not just a cog in a machine with thousands of employees. You're effectively the SME. You're owning that business in the UK, and it's a big responsibility. So yeah, it was completely different.
Yeah, I'll let you do your set, and I've got a couple more questions around that. 'Cause I am fascinated by expansion teams and kind of what environment's like. 8 again.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Good. How many is that?
5.
Nice, 2 more. Class. And then into the abs.
Yeah.
Do you do supersets much? Or do you normally like?
Yeah, like push-pull. Obviously, I'd love to do that. Blame skiing for that one. But yeah, push-pull, I think is useful. How about you? Do you like to keep it simple or you mix it?
Yeah, I try to do supersets. I used to do a lot of CrossFit, so...
Yeah, that's all supersets, isn't it?
Yeah,
pretty much.
it's no break, really. But
One massive set.
One more big workout, yeah. So I do try to make my workouts intense as possible. It's a bit boring sometimes if you just do a set, rest.
Yeah, wait for 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's like one set superset with Instagram. Cool, we'll do one more set on here. Yeah, so those early days, was it just it was you and someone came from the States, right?
Yeah, from the States. Not physically, so I was the only one there.
Oh, so, okay, so this person in the States is still doing UK, but...
Yeah.
So you just work from home?
Work from home, no office, reporting directly to the CRO for a good 6 months before they had an RVP for EMEA.
Yeah.
And it's tough, you know, your direct leadership are not online until 1 p.m., 2 p.m. So that whole first part of the day, you need to be mature because no one's there checking you, right? So you have to be the one that's going to show up, get online and get the message out there, right? Because no one's checking in on you. You know, they're not babysitting. So you need to be accountable to that journey.
So I guess you almost feel a little bit like a business owner, a little bit like, you almost feel like a bit of an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So any other AE, I guess, looking to, because I speak to loads of AEs and they say, look, I'd love to be first on the ground and I'd love to take that step. What would you warn them to make sure they're ready for if they're going to take that role?
Yeah, I think it's important to understand the motion, whether it's outbound, whether there is some interest or not. Understand the warts and all, like the ugly things, as well as, you know, everyone kind of paints Greenfield as a beautiful opportunity. And it is. Because you get all of the inbound leads, you get all of the kind of the flow and all the prospects are there. They effectively will come to you, right, as part of the funnel. But it depends how mature that go-to-market strategy is because it's going to take dog work to get off the ground. And I think you really need to understand what you're signing up for. The earning potential is there, 100%,
Of course.
but it's not going to be easy. So if you're not a true new business hunter, if you want to farm big accounts, do big expansions, don't go and be the first on the ground where there's no install base. It doesn't make sense.
But that's the key thing, isn't it? It's that new business hunter mindset.
Yeah.
Because I speak to a lot of reps that do want to make a transition to that sort of role, but they've been in an environment where they haven't had to do much new business. So it's like, are you sure? Like,
Yeah, it's chalk and cheese. Like, you need to be aware of it, 100%.
I think they get like to a point in their career where it's like, I need to be hungry again and I want to be, but there's hunger and motivation and there's actually doing it.
And there's the reality, yeah.
All right, last set.
Nice. That's light work, flying.
Used to do a lot of these in the competitions and I'm pretty good at them. I think it's, you got to swing your arms.
Right,
So I'm kind of cheating really.
Yeah. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah. Whatever gets you through the reps.
Yeah.
Nice one. Last one. I'll start moving this stuff. Yeah, so swing them. The arms might help.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Right, so we'll go into the bent over rows. I wanted to touch on your time at Cockroach, because obviously you say it's been successful, right?
It has.
In fact, I wrote down what you've done over the past 3 years. So, so for the last 3 years, you've exceeded your target 3 years in a row. 2-time President's Club winner. And you also won AE of the Year in 2023.
Yeah.
I called it AE of the Year because
Fair.
the other title.
You can't use that.
But you smashed it. Yeah. But I mean, how does it make you feel when you hear those back, sort of read back to you?
I'm proud. There's no two cents about it. I mean, sales can be a lonely game. I think we've spoken about this, but it's the true accountability. So deliverables and reality, they kind of meet, right? So if I work in marketing, again, that was part of my degree. If a campaign that you put out doesn't quite reach the metrics, it's okay, you dust yourself off, you try again. If you're in product, you build a feature, you think it's there to solve a need, you roll it out, it doesn't quite gain the traction, you pivot the roadmap. In sales, there's not really that margin for error. If you fail 2-3 quarters in a row, it's a different conversation. You're out the door, right? But it's that accountability that kind of drives you as well. So it's a catch-22. I think you need to have that hunger to not fail, chase value, and then the success follows you. But no, it feels good, but I can't take all the credit. Absolutely not, right? Yeah. It's the ecosystem, the business development people, the product team, everyone in between, leadership. So yeah.
You sound like a footballer, you know. When
when
it's like, I can't take, just scored a hat trick. I can't take all the credit. It's my centre back was helpful.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I think it's I guess it's testament to the product and the successful expansion into EMEA too. I think it's great to see that success, considering what you said when you first landed. It was you on your own.
Yeah.
Completely new brand in a new location.
Yeah.
Whack that 10 on. So no, it's great to see. What would you say has been the key to that success? I know you've mentioned the team and some of what you mentioned there, but what else have you made sure you've been accountable that you think has been behind that success?
Mindset, in one word. So, like I said, it's a lonely place. It can be a lonely place, right? When you're there, you've got the numbers staring you down, it resets to 0 every quarter. It holds a mirror up to yourself a lot of times, and it's a mental sport that we're in. Obviously, we're weight training now, we play tennis, etc., ski, whatever, but it's a mental sport. The whole world starts and ends in your mind, and if you've got a negative approach at the start of each day, your day is toast, it's finished.
Yeah.
So it's that bounce back ability, that resilience, mindset and grit, without doubt.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm massive for mindset, I think, because I think there's so many knockbacks in sales.
Yeah.
And it's your ability to bounce back, really. Because you have to almost accept it. It's part of the game.
100%.
Right? So if you go into sales and you kind of think it's going to be a smooth sailing, then you're an idiot anyway. You know?
Forget it.
But I think you need to have that mindset, like, I'm going to get knocked back, but it's how you bounce back from that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've had many along the way, right?
Many a knockback.
Deals,
but you can't,
and...
Look, I've had, through all the glory that you mentioned there, I've had last day of the quarter, massively business impacting, forecasted, committed deals fall out of the pipeline.
Jeez.
Right? It happens.
And that's quarter yearly target.
It's region done, quarter. I managed to scratch and claw my way to the year, but the brand impact that has on your own internal reputation, massive. And you almost take it personally, right? But you need to develop that kind of connectivity in your brain that, if you're controlling all of the controllables, at some point, if they have a massive budget cut or something happens to their executive strategy, okay. If I can honestly look myself in the mirror and say, I did all of the qualification I needed to, I found pain, I addressed value, I took it through the process, and one of these crazy kind of events happened, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Good way to look at it. Right, how many, what we're doing? So it's 10 reps and then 12 on the
legs.
Leg raises, yeah. You do these normally, right?
Not all the time. But
I don't really do them that much.
Yeah.
People say it's the best back exercise.
Yeah. Nice.
I've started doing these a lot more. Again, vanity.
I mean, there's the CrossFit variation, isn't there? Like almost
Yeah,
like
the
the kick up, and then there's just the normal knee up. You find this more effective?
Just find it easier.
Yeah.
You mean the
Toes to bar. That's the one. Yeah. You get up there.
I can do them, but not great.
Yeah.
10 reps. This episode is sponsored by 6 Sense. In sales, timing is everything. Too early, silence. Too late, lost deal. 6 Sense fixes that by helping sales teams find a pipeline that's ready to close. Powered by AI, 6 Sense pinpoints exactly which companies are in the market for your solution, what they care about, how to engage, so you can stop chasing dead ends and start building pipeline that moves fast. Sellers, you'll get laser-focused insights, discover who's on the buying team, what they've been researching, and get recommendations on the best next steps to create and accelerate deals. No more cold calls, no more guesswork, just high-intent leads and clear steps to win. Trusted by Clary, Sage, and Cisco, 6 Sense helps sellers save time, create more pipeline, and close bigger deals. Fuel your sales team with AI-generated pipeline at 6sense.com. It's AI that builds pipe, not hype. Nice. So you mentioned mindset as a big part of your success, but if I'm an account executive watching this now, in terms of how you operate your day, how you set your week up, your month up, or just what other takeaways could I take away from your success that I could put into play for myself?
Find who you are as an exec, right, and be that person. So if I look at the plethora of like talent on my team now, you've got someone who everyone knows they're the relationship builder. They're a killer at building relationships. Lunches, dinners, networking, that's her thing. You've got another guy over here who's a process animal. He loves the analysis. He loves building his own run book and building his kind of go-to-market. And he came from the graph database world, so he's analytical beyond belief, right? He's got all the spreadsheets you can imagine. I was a bit of a blend of relationship and execution. So people know that if I get into a proof of concept or a technical conversation and I validated it, we're probably going to close, right? So I'm known as just execution, right? And lean into that, find what's authentic to you, and kind of almost verticalize in that process.
Yeah, because I'm more of I don't know, I think I'm a bit of a blend. And you know what, I think I try and say I'm a data-driven person, but I'm more of a get on with things.
Yeah.
And then look at the data later.
Uh-huh.
I'm more of a
yeah.
Yourself.
Forgiveness, not permission.
yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned around as well, find your North Star.
Yeah.
So, elaborate on that. What do you mean by that? Because I think that is important for
yeah.
a salesperson.
So it comes back to, I mean, you asked me like about why you think I was successful, etc. And I said grit and resilience and mindset, right?
Yeah.
That's a tough place to just generate grit and resilience if you don't have something you're working towards. Why? Why are you being gritty?
Yeah.
Why are you like putting in the energy and the effort to bounce back? If you don't have that guiding light of this is why I'm doing it, that you can always come back to in the tough times, you're probably going to quit. You're probably going to fall off. So mine is building a life of abundance, looking after family, building, generational resource and, being the best version of myself, right? Obviously, there's specific tactical things within that as well. But you need that why. You've heard Simon Sinek, et cetera, find your why. I'm not going to regurgitate that, but you need to have that North Star of why you're doing it in the first place, because when you get smacked down, and you will, you need to pick yourself up. Yeah. That's it.
So you're big on setting goals for the
year
and things like that?
100%, and not just business goals, right? Like it all kind of integrates, it's your life. When you log off, it's not like your life stops and it's, you're looking forward to the next day of selling software. Of course you are, but there's other things. So set goals that are professional, that are personal, health-related, family-related, travel, whatever it is, and go after them all as a collective.
You got any personal goals you can share for this year?
Investment properties. Okay. Trying to expand up to a certain number. So that's not straightforward. Spending more time with family, and stuff like that, being present. Because sometimes you work so hard, you forget to do the small things that are important as well. So being there, you know, I'm not proud to say I've missed a couple of things over the years. I think we're all guilty of that, working too hard. Don't be afraid to slow down. You know, your business won't fall to pieces. Take a day off. Take a day off. Yeah.
To get away from tech and sales, mentioned property there.
Yeah.
Do you already have a portfolio?
I do.
What advice would you have for someone looking to start that portfolio? Have you gone down the, I'm not sure how much you want to share, but have you gone down the renting?
Buy to let, yeah. So look at your horizon and your appetite to risk and understand what best suits, because there's a lot of operational complexity in actually managing it yourself. If you just want to be exposed to real estate, there's other ways to do it, like mutual funds, REITs, right? But for me, it's, you know, help my parents with retirement, things like that in the midterm. Build for myself and my future family in the long term. Yeah. And so my appetite to risk can actually be quite high, right? Because I'm not in my 60s looking to just take it easy. So yeah, mine is accrue as much resource and real estate as possible. Let that accrue over time. And then, yeah, you can play with the equity from there.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I'll have to maybe ask you a bit more questions off camera. Because it's something that I'm looking at this year.
Yeah.
But it's like, which angle do you go down? There's so many different, you watch videos on property now and everyone's got
15 different strategies.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, which one do I choose?
I think old is gold, to be honest. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Buy and hold, you know, if you buy in the right area.
Do you add anything to them in terms of like, maybe refurb, but added value to it?
No, so I bought 2 that were good to go and others that are off plan, so you're kind of accruing the capital before it's even in the market, right? I don't want to take on a building project. I've got
too much on.
SaaS stuff to do. Strong.
That's it?
Yeah.
Nice. So a lot of account executives want to go on a similar path to you in terms of, you're doing mid-market sales at Elastic, right?
Yeah, S&B mid-market commercial.
Then you've gone into enterprise now?
Enterprise strategic, yeah.
So the goal for a lot of reps that I speak to, it's closing bigger deals.
Yeah.
$1 million deals if possible.
Yep.
So I wanted to speak a little bit more around, well, how you've closed some of the deals or some of the lessons you've learned along the way closing enterprise-sized deals.
Yeah.
One of the things you spoke about before we came on camera was the maybes will kill you.
They will.
Yeah?
They will.
What do you mean by that?
You know, your time is your most valuable asset in sales. And I think we can get those rose, you've heard the rose-tinted glasses, you know, the glass half full
I've had them on before.
Yeah, we all have, trust me. And there wasn't even sun in the sky. So, yeah, the maybes will annihilate your chances of success because they'll eat your resource, right? So it's there's two winners in the deal. The one that closes the deal, wins the contract, lands the customer. And I would argue the one that gets out of the door first as well, gets out of the way, saves 6 months, 9 months of the team's time and energy. So be really, wholeheartedly accountable and honest with yourself, kind of hold that mirror up, analyze the opportunity yourself, take your own subjectivity out of the picture and ask yourself, can I kind of tick all these boxes? Like, is there really something here? Mm-hmm. Or am I letting the external pressures of delivering for the business, forecasting, my revenue targets, my compensation, blur my vision and cloud my judgment, right? So the maybes will kill you. Mm. Get to the yes or get to the no.
Yeah, so I guess that's all part of discovery then.
Yeah.
So what sort of hard questions would you ask to seek out those maybes? Or get to the no's?
Get to the no's. So I'm very direct. I like, you have to earn the right to ask that. You can't just come out the door and say, you're going to buy my tech. That's one way to alienate a relationship. Trust me, I tried that once, didn't work. So, yeah, RIP to that deal. But, you live and you learn. So it's a balance, right? So you're trying to build a champion, understand if there's pain, but then you can't be siloed. You can't work in a vacuum with that one individual, he or she. So to find a way to build enough rapport with them to really then peel back the onion and ask them, okay, this pain, is it actually felt across the organization? Is there money following this pain? Is it revenue generating, risk reducing? Is it aligned to one of the executive level initiatives? If not, this person their house could be on fire.
But no one's
going to spend the money on it.
Yeah.
They could tell you, I can't do this operationally, I can't scale my systems, I can't do this, I had an outage, etc., whatever it is. Okay, but who else needs to be involved in this conversation? Who else does this impact? And which executive level priority does this align to for this year?
Yeah.
Because if they can't give you a cohesive answer to that, if they mumble and say, well, we'll get there, red flag for me.
That person's house is on fire.
Yeah.
And they're really interested in buying a product, but from your discovery, you've figured out that it's not a pain felt across the business or executive. It doesn't matter meet the executive sort of initiatives.
Yeah.
Then what? Do you have to tell them the hard news?
I think you don't need to tell them, listen, I'm never going to talk to you again, because that's not going to go down well, is it?
Can I just try
How many reps are you doing?
16, 8 each arm. Try these ones. Go on, sorry, mate. Carry on.
Yeah, that's fine. So I think you can treat them slightly different then. You can put them into somewhat of a nurture bucket where you keep the communication a little less frequent. You don't meet with them every week.
Yeah.
But you still respect them as someone that may buy in the future.
Okay.
But you also need to respect yourself and your time. And they'll understand. You'll say, look, my responsibility is to create and nurture commercial relationships. I really appreciate your looking into the product, but I'd like to put you on this program, enablement, education, have a look at these resources. When the time is right, when you feel that the business has support, I'll be the first here to open the door for you.
Yeah, okay. It's kind of let them down easy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
gentle.
I'll be back. But,
yeah. You have my number. That kind of thing.
All right, okay. Well, this one is rows up on here.
Yeah.
Straight into this one, which you've done, which is the gorilla row.
Yeah.
So we'll do 10, 16, which is 8 each arm. And then, just for the camera, bicep curls.
Yeah. Let me get rid of this quickly, 1 second.
Oh, the shirt's coming off, is it?
It's coming off.
I'll go first.
Nice.
we'll just do hammer curls.
Yeah. Strong.
You're up.
Strong. How many of these?
10.
10.
Nice, man. Big pulls. 5, 6, 7. Come on. 8, 9. Class. Wait, okay?
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on, for each side. 4 more. Keep back nice and straight. Last one. Nice, mate. Just do 8 of them. Bit of a blowing.
Yeah.
Blowing. Got you blowing,
Isn't
it?
1,
2.
I need to drop them.
Yeah, do what it's
Yeah.
I'll get you more. Yeah, go on, you sorry. You get fatigued after all
Yeah.
Also, something else you spoke about, which I was really interested in, pit stops. So you got a sales cycle. Things could be going well. You said you always include a pit stop in there. Tell me more about that and why they're important.
It comes back to that introspection, so getting out of the way then maybe, of course. So think about Formula One. What is a pit stop, right? It's checking the handbrake, checking the mirrors, the wheels, steering wheel, everything's fine. Purring, the engine. So many people, they get a nibble, maybe from a very, very reputable company, and you kind of ignore some of the framework that got you to that point. So let's dive into a technical proof of concept or validation. We already have licensing or an environment set up with competitor X or competitor Y. You feel like you're a laggard, you're late to the game. Crap, let's cut some corners here. It's Barclays, it's whatever account it is. That is a quick-fire way to burn yourself. So a pit stop is when you slow down before you speed up, right? So you check everything. So it's, let me take myself to court and let me invite the relevant stakeholders from the ecosystem. So as the account executive, I will put an hour meeting, hopefully face-to-face, with my solution engineer, my solution architect, my technical counterpart. We'll make sure we've prepped, we've poked holes in each other's information. We get in front of a jury, and that jury is like sales leadership, ops, engineering leadership, whoever else needs to be in the room. Use me as the sacrificial lamb. Get out of your own way, right? Let them poke holes, and it might be uncomfortable, but a pit stop is before you dive into a technical evaluation where you're going to spend tens of thousands of dollars of your own resources and time and energy. Is this opportunity qualified? That's what it is, right? So you slow down. You're kind of there saying, take your best shot, and it will hurt. You'll get, a bruised ego, but they'll figure out things and identify things that you might not have seen. And then you take it from there. So a pit stop before you get into the technical kind of proof of concept, a proof of value, allows you to really ratify the business case and find the gaps.
No, it's a great concept. And I guess it's one of them, where salespeople, it's almost like slowing down to go faster, isn't it?
Yeah,
so slow
100%.
everything down.
Yeah.
And so we can go faster afterwards. And I think, would you find that a lot of salespeople don't include pit stops because it's like, I've got to get this deal closed.
There's pressure.
There's pressure. Yeah.
It's, you know, you're artificially slowing the process down, and they might say, look, we're about to make a decision on competitor X. We want to do a 14-day sprint with your tech. You don't feel like you have time to go and build a business case, find the champions, and like have this whole, like go through the rigmarole internally, but you need to do it. You have to have that process. So
because it could be a lost deal anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be a lost deal anyway, and you're going to save the time. Comes back to my point of get to the no, get to the yes.
Yeah.
So you need to do that.
I really like that. Okay, cool. Well, one more set on here.
Yeah.
The yellow ones are all right, though.
They're good.
Right.
Strong.
12.
Nice. Very nice. Strong. You do this for fun, don't you? I can tell. You like the pain.
That's one. Nice, man. Big pulls. Straight in. Back nice and straight. Yeah, class. Do less if you need to. How many is that?
That's it.
Nice. Straight in. Last push. Nice one. Come on, Max. Strong. Last one?
Yeah.
All right, let's get these out of the way. We'll just finish off with something a little bit sweaty.
Yeah.
Before we do that, though, executive alignment is obviously key to closing large deals.
Yeah.
What are some of the tactical ways that you've been able to achieve that alignment across the execs that you're selling to?
Yeah.
And any advice for other account executives looking to achieve that?
I think first and foremost comes back to getting out of your own way and putting your pride to one side. So I mentioned that it does take a village to close a 7-figure software contract. It just does.
Yeah.
You might think you're the best thing since sliced bread, but I assure you, you can't build the relationships and the network across the entire prospects ecosystem by yourself. You can't do it. And so there's a few tactical ways. I think executive sponsorship programs, ESPs, you might call them different things, very important. So find out who the buyer is. So it's basically a program of connection that you put together between your own company and a prospect or a
Got it,
customer.
Okay.
You do executive QBR, so quarterly business reviews, kind of half-yearly check-ins, all that stuff when they're already a customer. But I think we negate doing that sometimes when they're a prospect. We think this will be a nice one to pull in. The logo will be fantastic, and we can do it between myself and the VP. Oftentimes, you need to find the buyer. So is it the CEO? Is it someone more business-focused? Is it the CTO, Chief Data Officer, someone like that, more technical? Align them to that person in your organization and build that bridge, right? Because they want to know that they're not going to get a bad deal, that the commercial terms are there, that the technical flexibility and the roadmap aligns to their initiatives. So before you get into contracts, as you're verifying the business case, as you exit the pit stop, find out who that buyer is, connect them with your exec, right? And execs love to build their network, don't they? So they're never going to say no to that meeting. They might not even speak to someone with account executive as a title. You have to get out of your own way sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that alignment there, because I can imagine there's so many people you're trying to sell to.
Yeah.
I guess one of the hardest things is to get everyone on a call or in a meeting. That's difficult.
Yeah.
So what are some ways you've managed that?
So I think you can look at a lot of these people come from similar alumni and networks, and maybe they have, maybe they're at Google in the early days, maybe they're part of the same clique, maybe they went to a certain university or college together, maybe they're part of an investing, sandbox or hub together.
Okay.
There's a lot of mutual connectivity there and kind of surface area where you can find connections.
Yeah.
And ultimately, you can treat it as almost, it's got to be give-get. It's still a sell. So the CEO might not care if they're spending $1 million on your tech. He trusts that his technical leadership have validated the product.
Of course.
But he might be interested in our CEO's take on AI.
Interesting.
Or disaster recovery.
So there's value for both.
So there's value for both parties. So find a way to kind of create that cross-pollination, and you get what you want and they get what they want.
Yeah, very interesting. Have you used the salt bike before?
I think so. They look different every time I see them.
They're not very nice.
No.
21:59. Have you come across that before?
Calories?
Yeah, it's very CrossFit. 21:59. It's a CrossFit. So what are you going to do? 21:59. So you're going to do 21 on the assault bike.
Yeah.
21 on the row. 15 on the assault bike. 15 on the row. 9-9.
9-9.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
I think it's assault bike first. Make sure your seat, you're probably going to be
A bit higher.
Yeah, I think a rule for thumb is around where your hip is, in line with your hips. All right. Cool. So, 21:59, all the way through, hard as you can. Get nice and sweaty, get nice and gassed out.
Sounds good.
What's your cardio like? You should be good.
Decent, yeah. Sports-wise. Yeah.
We'll see, I guess. Right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Don't kill yourself too early.
Yeah. I don't think that's on. Sorry, it wasn't on, yeah.
Yeah, mine did the same. What you on?
13.
Whew. Whew. Oh. Nice, mate. Keep pushing. Let's do 15 max.
Yeah.
Nice. Good? Whew. Let's just do 9.
Yeah.
Straight in as you can.
Yeah.
Nice, pull hard. Nice, mate, keep going. 4 more. Come on. Pull. Pull. Big pull now. Nice work. Whew. Well done, mate.
It's good.
Whew. That's 21 calories on the
Killer.
assault bar.
That's a killer.
You rest up.
Yeah.
I'll put these away.
All right.
You got one more thing to do.
Whew.
I'm starting to think it's really mean making them do the ski after all this, but time we're on. 4 minutes. It's only 30 seconds as well.
That's blowing.
Right. You got much energy left?
Give it a go. Always do.
You've used the ski before.
I have, yeah.
So, as you know, as everybody does, maximum 30 seconds as hard as you can. It's a ski test. The leaderboard should be coming up on the screen right now. And the top is 17 calories. Wukuache. You ready?
Yeah.
So I'll program it inside.
I prefer real skiing.
Yeah,
On
well,
the mountain.
it's not moving.
Beggars can't be choosers.
This is easier.
Is it?
I don't know. Never
We'll
done real skiing, so I can't really say. Okay, cool. So, pull as hard as you can. Give everything you got for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Let's get to the top of that leaderboard. You're tall, so you've got an advantage. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Nine.
Oh, that's tough off that.
It's tough. That's
Jeez.
not fair after doing that.
Off the bike.
Well done, mate. Well done. But no, thank you for coming down. As I said, great episode. I'm hoping a lot of account executives, or even aspiring account executives, will get a lot out of that. But I think it's really, you should be proud of what you've achieved so far in your career. I'm really inspired by it. So I appreciate you coming on. I'm looking forward to everyone seeing it.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Like,
Thank you.
subscribe and comment, and look out for the next episode. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.